You wake up tired. You push through the morning. By mid-afternoon, you're running on fumes. And somehow, tomorrow feels like it's already asking more from you than you have left to give. Not the kind of tired that one good night of sleep fixes. The kind that has been building quietly for months or longer. The kind where the energy fades before the day is finished. Where getting through the week requires more than it used to. Where you catch every cold that comes around, and recovering from it takes longer than it should. And somewhere along the way, you stopped questioning it. You accepted it as normal. But what if it is not? What if the tiredness, the susceptibility, the slow recovery, what if that is not your body failing you, but your body asking for something it has not been receiving? Something so simple, it has been sitting in your kitchen your entire adult life. 2 ingredients, used together, every morning, for 7 days, garlic and cloves. 2 ingredients that most people already have sitting in their kitchen right now. And here's the interesting part. Many people begin noticing a difference by day 3 or 4. The energy holds longer. The afternoon crash isn't as strong. The body feels more resilient. And by day 7, many people describe the same thing. They simply don't feel as drained as they did a week earlier. Not because they're forcing more energy, because the body is no longer working quite so hard just to keep up. If this is already shifting something for you, subscribe right now. Because what garlic and cloves do together for the immune system and energy is one of the most underutilized stories on this channel, and there is a great deal more coming that you will not want to miss. Think about the last time you felt genuinely healthy, not just not sick, actually healthy, with an immune system that felt solid, the kind of solid where a difficult week, a cold building, a stressful season passed through without laying you flat, where the energy was present without being manufactured, where the body recovered from demands rather than accumulating them. For many people, that feeling has been fading gradually for years, not because of one dramatic event, because of the slow accumulation of what a modern life places on the immune system, the chronic inflammation, the disrupted gut microbiome, the oxidative stress, the nutrient gaps, all of it adding up into a baseline that most people have accepted without questioning. The result is familiar. The tiredness that sleep does not fully fix, the feeling that you catch things more easily than you used to, the recovery that takes longer than it should, the sense that the body is running on a reserve it is slowly drawing down rather than one it is consistently replenishing. Here is what the ancient world understood that most of us have forgotten. The immune system is not something that simply exists. It is something that is built and maintained daily through what the body receives. And 2 of the most powerful immune-supporting, energy-generating, antimicrobial preparations ever identified by traditional medicine were used together every day as a consistent practice, specifically for this purpose, not as a cure for illness, as the daily maintenance that prevented the body from becoming vulnerable in the first place. And here is what makes this specific to you, reading this right now. 7 days of this combination, used consistently in the right form, is enough to begin feeling the difference. Not in a dramatic way, in the way that actually matters. The energy holds longer, the body feels more defended, and the mornings arrive with more in them than they did the week before. 2 things you have probably walked past hundreds of times without realizing what they were capable of. And what this combination does to the immune system, to the energy, and to the body's capacity to defend and restore itself, when taken together every day for 7 days, is something most people have never tried, despite owning both ingredients right now. Here is where this story begins, and it begins with 2 plants that every major healing tradition on earth arrived at independently. Garlic was found in the tomb of Tutankhamun. The Bible specifically names it. In Numbers 11:5, among the foods the Israelites mourned most after leaving Egypt. The Talmud records 5 specific benefits of consuming it regularly, and Hippocrates prescribed it for weakness, infections, and the depletion that plagued people living physical, demanding lives. Ancient Chinese emperors required anyone addressing them to hold a clove in their mouth first. Medieval physicians packed their masks with cloves when entering plague-ridden streets, and Arab physicians added them to morning coffee because they had observed that people who consumed cloves daily seemed more resilient, more energetic, and less easily knocked down by illness. Together, garlic and cloves, every major healing tradition that knew both of them used both of them for the same purpose: immunity, energy, the sustained resilience of a body that is being genuinely maintained. They were not treating illness after it arrived. They were building resistance before it could. Here is what these 2 ingredients do to the body, simply connected directly to what you will feel. Garlic, when crushed raw and allowed to rest for 10 minutes, releases allicin, the compound that makes garlic one of the most studied natural antimicrobials on Earth. Allicin has been studied for activity against bacteria, viruses, and fungi, including some strains that are difficult to address. But its most important daily function is not fighting active infection. It is maintaining the internal environment that makes infection less likely to take hold in the first place. A gut and immune system consistently supported by daily allicin is simply harder to overwhelm. What that means for you, a body that does not spend energy fighting constant low-level microbial imbalance has more energy available for everything else. The tiredness that comes from a body under constant immune load, the kind most people never connect to their diet, begins to ease. Cloves contain the highest antioxidant activity of any commonly consumed food on Earth. Higher than blueberries, higher than dark chocolate, higher than green tea. The active compound, eugenol, works on inflammation through the same biological pathway as ibuprofen, but gently and cumulatively rather than sharply and temporarily. What that means for you, the low-level inflammation that quietly depletes energy, stiffens joints and keeps the immune system perpetually occupied, begins to reduce, day by day, morning by morning. Together, these two ingredients cover the immune system from two directions simultaneously. Garlic addresses the microbial environment, supporting the beneficial, suppressing the harmful. Cloves address the inflammatory environment, reducing the chronic oxidative stress that keeps the immune system running hot and the energy reserves running low. The ancient physicians who combined these two were not being arbitrary. They were observing that together they produced something that neither delivered alone. What were healers across thousands of years actually observing in the people who took this combination regularly? Across cultures and centuries, healers noticed the same pattern. People who used garlic and cloves consistently had more energy, got sick less often, recovered faster, and maintained their vitality longer. The observation was not complex, but across thousands of years and every continent, it was consistent. Give the immune system what it needs every day, and the immune system will give you more of what you need in return. So we decided to pay attention the way the ancient world paid attention. Not with immune panels or inflammatory markers, just with the body. And with 7 days, 1 crushed raw garlic clove, rested 10 minutes, 2 whole spice cloves steeped in warm water for 5 minutes or chewed directly, together every morning before breakfast, with a teaspoon of raw honey to moderate the intensity and add its own antimicrobial layer. And here is what we noticed. Day 1, the preparation takes only a few minutes. Within 20 minutes, many people notice a gentle warmth and a subtle sense of wakefulness. Not caffeine energy, just the feeling that the body has received something it knows how to use. Day 2, many people notice their morning energy feels more stable. The usual need for a second coffee often feels less urgent, and the body seems to arrive at full function more quickly. Day 3, this is often where people notice the first real payoff. The afternoon crash isn't as sharp. The energy lasts longer. You realize you haven't been thinking about your next coffee quite as much. Day 4. This is often where resilience becomes noticeable. The body feels steadier, more capable, and less easily thrown off by a stressful day or a poor night's sleep. Day 5. Recovery often becomes more noticeable. A poor night's sleep or a demanding day seems to leave less of a mark, and the body returns to baseline more quickly than it did a few days ago. Day 6. Mental clarity is often the biggest change by this point. Thoughts feel easier to access, focus lasts longer, and the brain fog that once felt normal begins to fade into the background. Day 7. By the 7th morning, many people notice the same thing. The gap between how they feel and how they want to feel has started to narrow. The change isn't complete, but the direction is clear. The body feels more capable, more present, and more like itself again. The timeline tracks the days, the science explains why. But what this morning ritual could mean for you, for the version of you who makes this a consistent practice, is what matters most. Energy that belongs to you. The tiredness that most people attribute to not sleeping enough, or working too hard, or simply getting older, is often the tiredness of an immune system under constant load. A body that is perpetually managing low-level inflammation, microbial imbalance, and oxidative stress is a body spending enormous amounts of energy on maintenance rather than living. Many people describe, across weeks of this practice, a quality of daytime energy that feels fundamentally different, more sustainable. more like something the body is generating rather than something it is spending. The afternoons hold. The ends of days arrive with something still in reserve. You stop planning your life around your exhaustion. You stop calculating whether you have enough left to say yes to the people and moments that matter. And slowly you begin trusting your body again. A body that recovers rather than accumulates. The difference between a body that recovers from demands and one that accumulates them across a week, a season, a year, is one of the most significant quality of life differences there is. Many people describe, across months of consistent garlic and clove use, a sense that they return to themselves more quickly after difficult periods. The week that used to take 10 days to recover from takes 5. The illness that used to flatten them for a week passes in 3 days. Recovery has become faster because the foundation it is returning to has become stronger. Your body is capable of more than most people realize. Garlic and cloves are not a cure. They are a daily practice, a morning ritual. 2 minutes of giving the immune system what it needs before the day begins placing demands on it. And a body given that every day, consistently, cumulatively, in the form that allows maximum absorption, becomes a different body from the one most people have learned to manage. The preparation, 3 minutes every morning. The preparation takes only a few minutes. Crush 1 raw garlic clove and let it rest for 10 minutes. While it rests, steep 2 whole cloves in hot water for 5 minutes. Consume both with a teaspoon of raw honey before breakfast. That's it. One simple morning ritual. 7 days. For those who find raw garlic too intense, begin with half a clove and build up across 3 to 4 days. Fermented honey garlic, cloves submerged in raw honey for 1 week, is significantly gentler and equally effective. Both garlic and cloves in the amounts described are safe for most people. People on blood-thinning medication should note that both garlic and cloves have mild anticoagulant properties, so speak with a healthcare provider before making this a daily practice. People managing blood sugar with medication should be aware that both compounds can lower blood sugar and may compound medication effects. Start small. Half a garlic clove, 1 clove of spice. Build across the first week. A consistent, gentle practice will always outperform an intense one that stops after 3 days. Here is what I want to leave you with. The immune system is not something that protects you only when you are sick. It is the system that determines how much energy you have every single day, how quickly you recover from everything life demands of you, how capable your body remains across the years, how much of yourself is available for the things that matter most. And it is a system that responds directly to what you give it, every day, consistently, before the demands begin. Garlic and cloves, used together every morning in the form that gives the body the full version of what they contain, are 2 of the most powerful, most documented, most universally trusted immune-supporting preparations in the history of natural medicine. They are in your kitchen right now, and the version of yourself that takes them every morning, the one with more energy, more resilience, more of the vitality that you have been missing, is not far away. It is 7 mornings away. So here is what I want you to do. Tomorrow morning, before breakfast, before coffee, before anything else, crush 1 clove of garlic, steep 2 cloves of spice in warm water, and take both with a teaspoon of raw honey. Do it for 7 days, and then come back to this channel and tell me what you noticed. Did the energy change? Did the mornings feel different? Did the body start showing you something you had stopped expecting? Leave a comment below and tell me the moment you knew something had changed. Was it the morning you woke up before your alarm? The afternoon you realized you had not reached for another coffee? The week everyone around you was getting sick and you weren't? I want to hear it.